Weird. All right. Well, well, shit. God damn. All right.
Back.
We back, bitch. And
Back in the saddle.
we're back in the saddle again. So this is weird. I'm not sure why we're not getting focused here. In the same. Oh, all right.
Oh,
Just a little bit of technical difficulties, I reckon. There we go. What's going on? Matt and Kyle up in this bitch.
yeah.
We back together after, oh, I said 3 months. I was quickly corrected because I don't know math.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a long time and glad we're back. Glad we're back in business. I'm glad that we get to fucking do this again. And we have a lot to do in the coming year.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things coming up to look forward to regarding wrestling. Some new ideas could come up with. I'm sure Matt's got a lot of ideas he came up with in his time off, time at home in his homestead.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Oh yeah, like we have a lot too, and so because I know last year we did the first installment of Look Back at Year series, so that was pretty cool. And then unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I mean we could have started this year, but fuck it.
Yeah.
This year, well, starting in March, we'll go with that. We will be talking about the WrestleMania series leading up to WrestleMania. We're going to do WrestleMania 18, WrestleMania 30, 31, WrestleMania 22.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head. And then, of course, you got Revolution and we already did that.
Sacrifice?
Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sacrifice and Revolution are the same weekend.
Yeah, so.
Sacrifice being the Saturday and then Revolution being the Sunday.
Right. So that should be cool. And I mean, it's going to be fun to do that and see where that goes. Yeah. Obviously, I put some videos together already. The Vengeance Day video review has just been posted. So check it out if you haven't. But yeah, it's cool because the last time I was at my parents for quarantine at my homestead, I sat up in a different room and the quality wasn't that good.
Right.
However, I got set up in a different room this time for my computer and it seemed to work out very well.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So yeah, and that was fun to do that too. But we'll see where it goes in the future. I'm sure that things are slowly getting back to normal, slowly, or whatever. So
yeah,
we did a Facebook chat last night. Talked about a few things. Talked about AEW, and actually, you were watching Impact when I came into your apartment.
Yep.
So
certainly interesting. Eddie Edwards, basically explanation. Not basically. Eddie Edwards' explanation as to why he, did what he did at No Surrender, and it was like, I love Impact. I've always loved Impact. I will always love Impact. And, we didn't have any outsiders come in, and it was just Impact through and through and all this other stuff. And then, we have Kenny Omega come in and win the world title, and you watch Moose and Sammy Callahan and Rich Swann all do their best to try and get back the world title. And when he had been waiting for an opportunity, and he, wasn't getting it. He was ready and all this other stuff. And he just decided, you know what, I'm not getting what I want. And everything that Honor No More is saying, I listened to and listened to what they're preaching, and I just decided, you know what, they're right. I need to do what's best for me. And it's like, okay, I see his point in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, Matt did bring up the point that Eddie is OG Ring of Honor, which is true, but like, take this storyline into a completely different direction, and have that plot twist. It's like, all right, let's see where they go with it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing, too, because Ring of Honor is basically no more. I mean, we'll know. This is a tongue twister. We'll know more next month because Ring of Honor is supposedly coming back. They took a hiatus after Best in the World. Best in the World. No, it was the Final Battle.
Yeah. I believe they're going to be starting TV tapings and live shows in April.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure when in April, but I believe they are going to be resuming business in April.
Yeah. But I just finished watching Raw.
Yeah.
And Garth Lesnar was on there. and it's funny because and it's the same with Randy Orton. They're completely different, like completely serious, completely. I guess they can become stale in their 20s and 30s, and then as they mature into their 40s, they seem to act younger, I guess.
Yeah.
More enthusiasm. I mean, that's the Brock Lesnar that I like. Despite the fact that I'm against champion versus champion at WrestleMania again.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of like the Brock Lesnar that I want to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like he's far different from how he was when he came back in, was it 2012?
Yeah.
2012, and then, few years and losing the title to McIntyre a couple years ago at Mania, and then taking some time off, and then, coming back, and he's like a completely new man.
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty cool to see that. And, we both watched the Pat McAfee. The Pat McAfee show. And yeah, just he was joking around and shit like that, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, I'm still on the fence about this whole thing. I'm obviously excited for WrestleMania just because it is fucking WrestleMania.
Oh, of course.
And I mean, it's funny because I'm watching Dave Knows Wrestling and watching a video from his, and he actually commented on, I don't know if it was my video or not another comment that I made, but somebody else's. But he said that he thought that WrestleMania 33 sucked, and or it wasn't his favorite, anyways. But I kind of tend to agree. I really went in with rose-colored glasses when I saw it, because when I saw WrestleMania 33, like, the big stadium, outdoors, long entrance way, it just looked really neat. The ring on top of the other ring, for some reason, it just looked really fucking cool. So, yeah, the matches weren't that great.
And Matt and I were having a conversation about this last night, and I was like, Matt's always been one to have. He enjoys the. What would you say?
Oh, the atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere, like the long entranceway, the setup of the arena and how it looks, whether it be WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble or whatever, and the atmosphere and the crowd and all this other stuff. That's all great, but if your card is underwhelming, like I don't think it's a takeaway from the whole thing, but it just doesn't seem that the two go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like you have a big event like WrestleMania, you know, like and it was in Orlando. It was where they have the Orange Bowl, big stadium, like I said, the giant ring and the long entranceway, and it was like, all right, it's WrestleMania, baby, yeah. And then you have the card, and like the matches were okay, but like I guess not to the caliber that Matt and Dave and I don't know how many people were not that impressed with 33, the matches themselves, but I mean,
Yeah.
so.
Well, it's just one of those things also where I'm glad now they started this 2-night stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you look at WrestleMania 33, it's so goddamn long.
Well, I've said this before. Like, you have the pre-show, the kickoff show, from 5 to 7. So you got 2 hours right there, and then you get into WrestleMania itself, and go from 7 till for a couple of years midnight.
Yes.
5 hours. That's 7 hours altogether.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, give everybody credit in there, that were in attendance to be sitting for that long, and be, with it from start to finish. That's great, but like, for somebody that may not have the greatest attention span over a extended period of time can take away from that.
And I mean, when you have that long, then you want to have your matches, if it's not great, then at least decent to watch.
True.
Because otherwise, it's going to be like, really, I paid, an expensive amount just to go to an event and see shit, or I'm at home and I just paid amount of whatever to get a pay-per-view that's shit. And I look at WrestleMania 27. Is it as bad as I think? It could be worse, honestly. I mean, at the same time, when I first got it, it was the shits. It was bad, and there was really not that much that was worth that kind of money. So I mean, it's not as bad, but again, the booking was terrible. And again, it's not Edge's fault, obviously. It's the fact that it was his last WrestleMania as the champion. But then you go and you look at, again, Miz and Cena. That match went to hell when the Miz got a concussion. And I can't watch that, excitement because it's just crazy. So, anyways, yeah, off topic a little bit, but yeah, that's kind of when you pay for something, it better be worth it.
True. I do see that. I do see your point there. You don't want to be paying 40, 50, 60 bucks or more to sit for, 4 hours, 5 hours, and have it be complete shit.
Yeah. Like you look at bands like Kiss or Celine Dion. When you pay, and I imagine they're through the roof.
Well, they'd be probably, as you're fairly expensive, yes.
But when you go to that show, you get fireworks, you get like say robotic monsters, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Just everything's huge, so it's worth the money. But if you go to a show or go to a concert and you pay an expensive amount and it's just a guy in an acoustic guitar, it's like that's a fucking ripoff.
Yeah.
It's the same with any event too. Like, football, for example. The Super Bowl hasn't been great for like musical guests. I guess. I have no idea. But
it is what it is, though.
yeah. So we are back, as the title says.
Mhm.
So I figure first Wheels of Fury pack, we will be doing the best and worst of last year.
Yeah.
So we didn't necessarily make a list. I'm sure we'll just wing it. I guess I'm not sure,
Most likely.
but yeah, it'll be interesting. And after that, obviously, it's back to regular shit, and we'll see where that goes. Obviously, the first week of March, I believe, is going to be a double episode with Sacrifice and Revolution.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. So, me, Matt, Killer Kyle, and we will talk to you next week. Deuces.
See ya.